भाई भाई ओ दादा अरे यार ये लोग शूट नहीं
सर यहाँ पे सर वरुण सर यहाँ पे सर यहाँ पे
वरुण वरुण या
आलिया आलिया यहाँ पे आलिया यहाँ पे
वरुण आलिया
वरुण आलिया यहाँ पे
वरुण सामने एकदम सामने वरुण एकदम सामने
वरुण 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 यहाँ पे वरुण यहाँ पे वरुण यहाँ पे आलिया यहाँ पे वरुण आलिया यहाँ पे
वरुण आलिया इधर
एक सोलो आलिया सोलो आलिया जी यहाँ पे आलिया जी यहाँ पे आलिया सेंटर आलिया सेंटर आलिया जी यहाँ पे आलिया यहाँ पे एकदम सामने आलिया जी यहाँ पे आलिया आलिया वन पिक्चर आलिया वापस आओ एक बार यहाँ पे आलिया आलिया वन मोर आलिया आलिया सेंटर आलिया सेंटर वरुण What is that? Start from here. Varun here? Varun sir here. Varun center. Varun center yeah. Yeah, Varun यहाँ पर. Varun यहाँ पे. Varun यहाँ पर. Varun थोड़ा turn. Varun यहाँ पर. एकदम सामने.
So, we're here to celebrate, जिसे हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, मिलन. It's a milan tonight. It's a milan today. It's a milan. It's a beautiful association, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm sure you've seen the promos of the movie. Dekha hai ki nahi? Right? You've seen the trailers as well. And you'll notice that a large part of the movie has been shot in Singapore. Did you see that? Yes? Yes, it is Singapore, ladies and gentlemen. So, personally, I believe there are no reasons good enough, but we have all the best reasons to watch this movie because we have Alia Bhatt, we have Varun Dhawan, and it's all against the beautiful backdrop of Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, this event is to celebrate the association of the movie with Singapore Tourism Board and with Silk Air, which is the regional arm of Singapore Airlines. It's their association with the movie. It's time for us to celebrate it. And I can promise you one thing, as the morning unfolds, you have a lot of pleasant surprises. In fact, talking about Singapore, it brings me to something very beautiful. Now, Singapore, as we all know, is known for its skyscrapers, its mega structures. But the beauty of it is that it's juxtaposed with a lot of green. You have the Botanic Garden, you have Gardens by the Bay. In fact, just last night, one of my Singaporean friends told me that Singaporean tops were actually ahead of Vancouver and Sydney as far as tree density is concerned. And I think that's a beautiful fact to know about. I can see the smile on the Singaporean faces right now. Well, we have something very special that's going to happen in the next 30 seconds from now. So an award-making filmmaker whose name is Rob Whitworth, who's known for making award-winning time-lapse videos. Time-lapse videos to sabko pata hai, right? We make them all the time. But this guy is special because he makes special movies and he's made a very special award-winning film on Singapore, ladies and gentlemen, which is actually going to take us through Singapore in a 48-hour window in the next 30 seconds. So, let's take a look at what Singapore looks like from the eyes of Rob Whitworth. Ladies and gentlemen, Badrinath ki Dulhania is a love story that's set in Singapore. And I think it affirms one thing for sure, that Bollywood loves and adores Singapore. I, for one, obviously have had the longest love affair with Singapore because every time I go there, and what does a woman want at the end of the day? Shopping, right? I hit Orchid Street, and then I don't shop till I drop. I shop till I'm broke, or I have enough money to take a cab back to my apartment in Tampines. In most cases, I don't even have that much, so then MRT Zindabad is how I get home. But besides that, I think it's also the language and the people of Singapore that make it so special. You know, I'm a Mumbaikar. I come from a place like all of you, where most conversations start with, what men? Kya be? Kaisa hai re? And then you go to Singapore, where people speak so sweetly, you know, where it ends with la, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, you're amazing, la. In fact, even when they say something not so nice, it still sounds good. So that is Singapore, and honestly, I can go on and on about Singapore, but I'm going to invite on stage someone who's qualified to do that because that's where he calls home. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the Regional Director, South Asia, Middle East, and Africa, Mr. G.B. Sridhar. All right, sir, here's a mic for you. Sir, can you talk to us about your endless love affair with Singapore?
Okay, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste, Namaskar, Vanakkam, and Vandanam. First and foremost, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon for the official announcement of the collaboration and partnership that the Singapore Tourism Board, together with the Silk Air, regional arm of Singapore Airlines, have done with Dharma Productions for their major Bollywood movie, Badrinath ki Dulhania, releasing 10th of March, the Holy Weekend. So, back in about November, when Mr. Apurva Mehta, the chief executive of Dharma Production, Shashank Kaitan, the director of the movie, when we sat down to talk about the movie and the idea for possibly an international destination aligned to the story, we were very happy that Singapore was considered as a very suitable location because of the kind of experiences we're able to offer. And thanks to the detailed discussions we had, both Apurva and Shashank felt that Singapore would indeed be an ideal location for the movie. And Bollywood Movie Association for us has gone back for about 5 decades. Way back in 1960, Shami Kapoor had acted in a mystery thriller called Singapore, right? The title was Singapore. And since then, many Bollywood movies, 2006, Krish, 2009, De Dana Dan, 2010, PR Impossible, and last year, November, Red Chillies did a movie called Dear Zindahi with Alia Bhatt and Shah Rukh Khan. And we had the pleasure of being in the movie for about a few minutes of the opening scenes of that movie. And now we are here today to talk about Badrinath ki Dulhania. Bollywood movies have always brought Singapore very close to the hearts of the Indian audiences, and we are very much looking forward to Badrinath ki Dulhania to being a success, and the Indian travelers discover and rediscover Singapore. Last year, India did 1.1 million visitors to Singapore, which was a record number of visitors from India to Singapore, 8% increase over 2015. That makes India the 4th largest source market in terms of visitor arrivals after Indonesia, China, Malaysia. And importantly, in terms of tourism receipts, the spend, like Xenia does in shopping and all, and the Indian travelers does in the other experiences, have made India the 3rd largest tourism receipts market for us. After China, Indonesia, India is the 3rd largest. So I think in many ways, the Indian travelers, when they come to Singapore, they love the place. The emotional connect, it is not just the infrastructure, it is not just the photo-taking opportunities, but it is about the people, it is about the experiences. That makes Indians visit and revisit Singapore. So I hope when Holy Weekend comes, Shashank, Apurva, all of us will celebrate together with Alia and Varun a fantastic Badri and Vaidehi's journey into Singapore. And I wish the movie a fantastic success, and I wish that all the audiences love the parts in the movie, visit Singapore, and I welcome all of the Indian travelers to begin your endless love affair with Singapore. Thank you very much.
Oh yes, you sure are going to have that. Mr. Sridhar, thank you so much for talking to us about Singapore. Straight from the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, this event is also partnered by the regional arm of Singapore Airlines, which is Silk Air. And we are very delighted to now welcome on stage two very gorgeous crew of Silk Air who are with us here. I request you, Nadia and Sanjana, to please join me on stage as we proceed with the event. Let's welcome them with a round of applause. Come on. Thank you and welcome to India. All right, and with that, it's time for me to invite on stage the General Manager, India, for Silk Air to talk to us about his experience on this association. Please help me welcome Mr. Jagdish Bhojwani.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is our very first association with Bollywood that we've been doing. Silk Air, as you know, it's a regional wing of Singapore Airlines. And we are 27 years into operations, and in fact, this is our 18th year in India. We're predominantly based in South India as well as Eastern India, and we are looking forward to explore new frontiers in the other parts of India. We are a growing airline, and hopefully this association with the Bollywood would also help us to engage our presence pan-India. I would not disclose more of the storyline, but you will need to watch how do we come on board in terms of partnership. But we definitely wish success to Singapore Tourism Board as well as to Dharma Productions with this movie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jagdish. Ladies and gentlemen, that's about Silk Air and its association with Badrinath ki Dulhania. Which brings me to the next very special person in the room who actually needs no introduction. We have with us Mr. Apurva Mehta from Dharma Productions. Let's welcome him on stage with a round of applause. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here. Please excuse my sore throat. At Dharma Productions, we've shot numerous films abroad, so we've had the opportunity of working with various tourism boards and airlines. But I have to say that our experience with Singapore Tourism Board and Silk Air has been really extraordinary. I think Sridhar and Ankita from Singapore Tourism Board and Jagdish from Silk Air have really gone out of their way to make sure that whatever Shashank requires in the shoot is made available to him. And in a country like Singapore, where you know that you plan everything 10 years in advance to make it happen, it was truly, truly gratifying to make sure that we got everything we want. So this love affair with Singapore is now hitting the screens on the 10th of March. So everyone, please see the film, enjoy it. And thank you again, Silk Air and Singapore Tourism Board. We really look forward to working with you guys again. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Mehta, for talking to us this morning. And that brings me to the next person in the room, ladies and gentlemen, the man who wrote and directed Badrinath ki Dulhania. Please help me welcome Shashank Khaitan. Hey Shashank, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much everyone for coming out this afternoon. Welcome you all. You want to ask something in particular?
Sure. I'm in fact going to ask you the one question which is on everyone's mind right now. Why Singapore? What prompted you to shoot in Singapore?
Why Singapore? So it started with a moment of creative fantasy where I was trying to look for other locations besides the one I had in my script, and I told Karan that I want to take this film abroad. I feel it's going to be great for the character, for Vaidehi's character, and specifically a Southeast Asian country. Right. And it started with we seeing videos of different Southeast Asian countries, and we came to Singapore. We came to all the beautiful visuals. And also there are training facilities for air pursers and air cabin crew and stuff.
Right.
And I had a moment, I said, I want Singapore. And Apurva told me the same thing that, it's not going to happen because it takes too much planning to go and approach them. We said, let's go and give it a shot. We got in touch with the Singapore Tourism Board. They heard our timelines and we said, we have to shoot in the next 30 days. And they were like, I don't think so it's going to happen because it takes 45 days of paperwork.
Wow.
But we said, you know what, it's a dream. Please make it happen. It's going to be great for the film. And they actually came back to us in 5 days and said, you know what, just come for a recce, we'll make it happen. So I'm really, really happy it's worked out with Singapore, with Silk Air, because I really feel it's added a feather to our film. And Singapore is not just a tourist destination in our movie, it's a character. Along with Badri and Vaidehi and all the other locations in our film, this plays a character in the film. So I'm really, really excited about this association.
Wow, that sounds like a fantastic story. So dreams do come true, huh, Shashank?
Well, I'm standing here. That itself is a dream for me. So yes.
Absolutely. So I'm sure you spent about 20-25 days shooting in Singapore, various locations, so much stuff happening. Can you tell us about your fondest memory of Singapore, the one thing that you brought back home?
Singapore is actually the first country I visited other than my first foreign country or country abroad which I ever visited, and that was 21 years back.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I have great memories of Singapore, this endless love affair. I've already been there 4 times before. One of the reasons I wanted Singapore is because I knew a lot of it.
Right.
I have family there. I've visited it many times. And so, I mean, there are a lot of memories, but I'm going to wait for Varun and Alia to come in, and I think we should do it together because that'll make more sense.
Which is my cue, actually, because I'm wondering, well, we're talking about Badrinath and his Dulhania. Where is Badrinath and his Dulhania? Do you think we should get them up here?
Are they going to pop up from the screen?
They're going to okay. Okay. On cue, stand by. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for call on Badri and his Dulhania. So shutterbugs, this is your cue to be ready. Here you go. Welcome, Badrinath, and welcome the gorgeous Dulhania. Welcome. So, first of all, at the outset, something, Varun, I couldn't tell you back there in the briefing room, but I must say, I wish most Monday mornings were like these. All right, let's talk about Singapore. So, Varun, tell me, what was it like filming in Singapore?
पहले तो सिंगापुर का हम क्या कहते हैं, सिंगापुर से हम बहुत खुश हैं कि हमको वहाँ जाके शूटिंग करने को मिला. हम उनको प्रणाम करते हैं. यहाँ पे हमारे निर्देशक बैठे हैं, हमारे प्रोड्यूसर बैठे हैं, और बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि we've come back here and we are getting an opportunity to speak about Singapore, which was like a second home to us while making this film.
Fantastic. Alia, what are your thoughts about Singapore?
I think for this film particularly, it is about beginning your endless love affair.
Yes.
तो हमने वहाँ पे जाके कुछ endless begin कर ही दिया with Badrinath की दुल्हनिया. It was almost it's a continuation of the love, you can say, from Humpty to Badri, and hopefully ये आगे भी जाएगा. But experience तो बहुत ही बढ़िया था. जैसे कि वरुण ने कहा, it was like our second home because it is very, very important for the film.
Yes.
Or where all we shot, we'll talk about further on.
Absolutely,
But
which
the-
actually brings me to my next question. So
I
I'm
thought
sure
that child on that post, I thought that was you for a second.
Varun,
You shot another film in Singapore. You already did Dear Zindagi over there as well,
Yeah,
right?
but
So I thought ki from far, but it's not you.
but
this angle.
do I look like that? This very sweet, cute little girl, but she's really
Yeah.
small.
So even you're a sweet, cute-looking girl. And small. The audience said that.
Thank you. My trainer will be very happy.
That's the classic Varun Dhawan Alia Bhatt moment. All right. So, Alia, I want to ask you, in the 20-25 days, obviously you've gone to so many locations and shot, right? Which was your favorite location and why?
I think the Henderson Waves was my favorite location because, I mean, it's so beautiful. And even though we were there for only like half the day, that whole spot was cleared out for us. We didn't have anybody disturbing. And जैसे कि वो हम पे ही belong, it just belonged to us. And even though people were walking up and down over there, we were okay with it because it was supposed to be like a natural you know, moment where we're hanging out as friends and stuff like that. And it's a beautiful location, and we took some beautiful drone shots, which is our director's
Wow.
favorite kind of shot taking. And it's there in the film a lot.
Okay, so earlier in some press conference, Varun, you said and Alia confirmed that when Alia is hungry, she cries. Am I right?
She does cry.
She cries,
I
right?
gave
We all know that.
I think everyone cries. when they're
Everyone cries.
hungry.
Okay, Alia.
Video
everyone
footage of
cries.
that as well.
What did you say?
Did you cry in Singapore? No, actually, you got more than
No.
enough food over there.
I got lots of food in Singapore.
Exactly. So, Alia and
too
Varun, tell me, what is your favorite Singaporean food?
Oh, the food was amazing in Singapore. We went to this place in Dempsey Hill called Dempsey House, which I showed Alia this time. And it was an unbelievable
Oh my
place.
God!
Always takes the credit, right?
Varun, stop lying. I took you there. I took Shashank and you and Nalini there. It was my idea.
Just because you're on the poster doesn't mean you can say anything. No, it was Alia's idea. She took us there to Dempsey Hill,
discovered
and
Dempsey House.
there's this
You
place
discovered.
called Dempsey House, and you get the most amazing cuisine over there. I love watermelon juice. You get these amazing juice concoctions
Watermelon
and
coolers.
stuff.
No, I think just the area was very, it was like a Dempsey Hill. It was a very, very homely, very warm, very, you know, kind of quaint corner with lots of options. Mexican, Italian, Thai, you know, multi-cuisine, everything. So I went there and I discovered Dempsey House, and I was irritating Shashank and Varun कि हमको जाना है, and they were not taking me seriously. They were like, हाँ जाएंगे, we're shooting, so don't worry and all. We're anyways eating on set every day, dim sims and everything. Then I said, no, come on, we have to go, and I took them. Then they wanted to go there without me.
Oh.
So we went to
Class.
eat without Alia also 2-3 times.
Sure.
Oops moment. Shashank, since you're part of the conversation, I'm wondering why you're sitting there. Why don't you join us on stage here?
Since you made the film, come.
You're the man.
Don't
They
be
are
shy.
so good at promoting it.
Please
They
don't be
need
shy.
me.
So, Alia, let's talk about the Silk Air Training Center. Okay, you literally stepped in the shoes of the crew there. And can you talk to us about your favorite experience in that center?
I mean, it was the first time I'm playing an air hostess, and I was honestly very nervous because and these things can look a bit could not look very convincible, especially when it's not for it's for a brief time. And what I realized was, even with the way I've learned acting, it's all happened on set. You know, all my training has been on set. My experience with Silk Air was at the training center. You know, with the kind of assistance they were giving us. We had the real teachers and the actual trainees, a part of the shots and the crew. And, you know, they were so enthusiastic. And I learned so much. I actually learned, like, how to do safety drills and water drills and everything like that. I'm not like I can be a part of an air crew, but I'm just saying that I learned that actually on set at the training institute. And it's a huge facility, and it's a great place for people to learn and, you know, kind of...
She's right, it's an amazing facility. I think what we found over there, what Shashank found over there was it really helped taking our narrative ahead of the film. And something like that, I mean, if we had to put up a set, it would have cost us like a lot of money. But luckily, Singapore, the tourism, Silk Air was kind enough to give us the place to go and shoot over there. And they were very, very helpful. More than anything, the hospitality the people showed us over there is something that we take back. And one of the reasons that people should visit Singapore is because of the hospitality. And ghar sa lagta hai, there are a lot of Indians over there, a lot of Asians over there. So they really welcome you with open arms. And shooting-wise, though, we had no problem. In fact, we shot in an actual police station, which is called a police...
Called the police post.
Yeah, and the policemen were also very, very hospitable. They said, 2-3 din ruk jao jail mein, reh jao idhar. But...
Varun almost took up the offer.
but it was a lot of fun because my character gets... okay, I shouldn't say that right now, but...
आप लोग पूरी कहानी बता दो. Tourism.
बता दो तुम.
Okay, so earlier, I think late last year, somewhere around Diwali, social media had your pictures of shopping together in Singapore, right? So question number 1, who paid the bills?
Me.
Really, Alia? And who took whom shopping? Where did you go shopping? And what did you shop for?
I think we took ourselves shopping.
You know who's the biggest shopaholic in this film is Shashank Khaitan.
Yes,
And I
that's
don't
true.
mind saying this. His wife will agree with me. He loves shopping.
He would go before
loves
shoot
shoes.
to a mall.
Yeah, he knows. मतलब Recce के time पे he knew where every shop is. So one day on a day off, he's like, Varun, तेरे को shopping करनी आजा आजा मेरे साथ. He took me walking. He took me everywhere. Then I went shopping once with Alia's sister also. I think with Shine. Shine had taken me shopping.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing up my house, so she had taken me.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So
must-
Shine's done up Alia's house also. I mean, she's
No,
their
but
house.
that shot that we put up on before Diwali was actually a part of the shoot. So the shopping bags had nothing in it. But we were on the streets, and that's bringing me to my other point, which is we shot on Orchard Road a lot because that's a very, very hot spot in Singapore. All the shopping, all the malls, all the brands, all the shops, high street, fashion, everything. You get everything there. So of course that was very important for us to be there for our film.
You're getting into the role.
And now, this one is for all of you. So we're talking about you shooting in Singapore and the stuff you've done on set. Now let's talk about post-backup. What happened post-backup? And Singapore is known for its amazing nightlife. So I'm sure you had some great encounters, some fun stuff that happened. Shashank, do you recall of something?
You know, we did have a good time, but we were on a very tight schedule in that sense. Every day we would have like really early mornings and stuff. But we happened to actually shoot at Clarky's, where there's so many nightclubs and stuff, and that was really fun. They have a couple of Bollywood nightclubs.
Absolutely.
They have posters of Kareena Kapoor put up over there and a couple of other actors. So it was really fascinating to be over there.
Unfortunately, the actors have to go to sleep early to look good. But my team had a great time. We were out partying pretty much every night.
What was that one Bollywood club they used to constantly go
Mazika.
to? Mazika?
Maziga.
नहीं,
Some-
Mazika
yeah,
नहीं था,
Maziga.
कुछ और था.
Aki used to go there.
No.
What,
And
Sumit?
Maziga, right?
Mazika? वो
Mazika.
Bollywood club is Mazika?
Yeah. So we
called Aki.
really partied there a lot. We also had a week in between when we were free because of some shoots these guys were doing. So we decided to just party it out. So we had a good time.
Wow.
No, but the best part of the trip was Universal Studios.
Oh yeah.
I am sure. Tell me about it, Alia. Come on.
That was
It was
amazing.
my
It was
first
just
time.
amazing.
So that was the best part because I've never been to Universal Studios before. We did.
I've been before.
And we sat on the roller coaster twice, one after another. And first, after sitting the first time, me and video being like heroes, हाँ हम तो कर सकते हैं. Don't worry, we can go against Shashank and all. I was like, don't worry, it's a thing. It's so like that. It's fine. We went. We sat the second time. And after that, I couldn't. I was like, I'm going to the room.
You know, when you're doing a shot like that, there are a lot of other people over there. And if you're playing the hero of the film especially, then you have to behave like, you know, I'm not scared of roller coasters. I can do all this. And I was a little scared because I haven't sat on so many roller coasters. And Alia's behaved very enthused in the beginning. Let's go.
My first time.
Then I think after the first 2 times, even she went to a room and laid down after that.
But in Universal, the time we had, which was amazing, was the Transformers ride. We have done that ride at least 4 or 5 times because it's
Transformers ride
It is the
something
ride that
if
you have to go for.
If you go to Singapore, you got to check out the Transformers ride. It's outstanding.
It was insane.
Fantastic. So that's for all of us watching. Transformers, it is. And I think I'm now going to request Mr. Jagdish and Mr. Sridhar to please join us on stage. I think you're a very imperative part of this conversation here. Can we have another mic, please? Mr. Sridhar, you are the best person for me to ask this question, actually, which is, tell us Singapore's love for Bollywood stars and Bollywood movies.
Singapore's love for
Bollywood movies.
No, I
Yes.
think movies have a great way of communicating the message to the audiences. And what Varun and Alia as well as Shashank have been talking about is not only the destination itself in terms of the experiences and infrastructure, but the people of Singapore give that kind of warmth that makes Bollywood stars, when they come there and do the movies, they come genuine in the screen, right? So you don't, it's not a put on, right? They really enjoy, they really have a party time, and that comes through, and that's why I think the Bollywood has been also very, very cooperative in sending out a very positive message about Singapore.
Also, I think more than anything, the tourism helps us in a way that they make it accommodating for us economically, even infrastructure-wise, so much that you feel like coming back. It's so easy to shoot. There are these terms we use in filmmaking, shooting friendly. Kya ye jagah shooting friendly hai? You know, that will people distract you from there? Will the law and order be a problem? Will the environment be the problem in any way? But I think Singapore is apt in that sense. The weather report is always bang on. अगर बारिश होती है, you come to know बारिश इधर से इतने टाइम से इतने टाइम चलेगी और बंद भी यही टाइम को होगी. So we were all well prepared because of that.
Perfect. And Mr. Jagdish, I want to ask you your experience of shooting, you know, Alia shooting at the Silk Air Training Center. Can you tell us some stories or your memories?
I didn't go for the shoot, but you know, the facility on its own, it's really a sacred facility. We do not allow anybody to see what's happening behind the scenes. I think that's what we would see on screen as well coming up now. But as Alia mentioned, you know, it's tough to get into the role. We do see the crew playing out on board when we are there, but when you experience it, what goes behind the training and how do they take care of us on board, it's really fantastic and amazing to experience that.
If I could just add on two things about Shashank and Varun and Alia. So one, when I met Apurva and Shashank for the very first discussion, one of the key takeaways and why we try to cut short the 45 days or 50 days of processing time and really make it, in Singapore we call it chong. Chong means really working very hard, was the passion with which you guys talked about the story and what Badri and Vaidehi's journey is going to be in the second half of the movie or in the way that Singapore is going to be portrayed. So that's one. So Apurva and Shashank. And the second part is about Varun and Alia. When we met them in Singapore for the final, after the conclusion of the movie, I think we were finishing it up, and we had a dinner. Yeah. And they were very tired, right? It was a long shoot. You guys were very tired. But I liked the way that, and it was quite late in the night, but they were still very passionate about talking about Singapore. They did a sort of a spill about how it was. So I was very, very energized by the fact that both Apurva, Shashank, when we were talking about story, and Varun and Alia, when you guys were doing the shoot in Singapore, how you seem to convey the right positive energy that seems to be part of the story as well as the Singapore experiences.
You know, we haven't really emphasized enough about this, but a big part of the film is in Singapore, primarily the second half of the film. And
yeah, just let it go.
We were standing next to a board called Singapore. I mean,
but we mentioned how much ever
they know we've not gone to Las Vegas.
Don't know, it's okay. Just give them the conflict point. Mic le lo.
Alia is on that poster. I still feel that's you.
Well, I'm at this point going to request Mr. Pura Mehta to join us on stage as well, sir, if you may please. Fantastic. Welcome.
One with Jagdish and place in the center. Please. Take the mics away, guys.
Sure. So we're going to do the photo op a little later. Yes, for sure. Okay. Yes. But now that I have Mr. Purva with me on stage, sir, I want to ask you that when you heard the script and, you know, before the film even got into making, what made you narrow down on Singapore? What made you give that go-ahead and said, yes, this is the place?
You know, I think Singapore, I mean, if you see the story, you'll probably understand much more, but I don't want to reveal the plot line. But essentially, Singapore is really an amazing example of a land of immigrants where people have come and really made their life. And I think that's what it stands for, essentially, that people from all across the world have come there and made it their own, and it's a prospering country and probably recognized as one of the best places to live in. So I think it kind of encapsulates all the values that we want to portray in our film for Vaidehi as a character. So I think once you see the film, you really get the connection very well.
Perfect. Can't wait to watch it, ladies and gentlemen. It's confirmed that Bollywood has, in fact, an endless affair with Singapore, which brings me to our next video, which is actually going to give us a glimpse of the BKD mega release, ladies and gentlemen.
We actually haven't seen this ourselves, so we're going to go and try and sit down and watch it.
Iconic track Tamma Tamma. Do we all love it? I mean, like is not the wrong word, the right word, right? We all instantly fell in love with it. And when I saw Tama Tama, I said, okay, this is the most perfect, iconic song to describe India's endless love affair. Now, Varun and Alia, I know that while you're promoting the film, you're going from place to place, and everywhere you go, people ask you to do Tama Tama, right? I know that it's your tribute to Sanjay Dutt, to Madhuri Dixit, and of course to the evergreen Bapida. But guess what? We have something very special for you. Singaporeans love Bollywood as much as we love Singapore. And we actually have real-life Singaporeans from all walks of life who have their version of Tama Tama, which is a tribute to you and Shashank, of course. So this is all for you. Take a look.
And that's Tama Tama Love from Singapore.
That was Singapore's endless love affair with Tama Tama. Alia and Varun, can I request you to please join me back on stage and tell us, what do you think about this tribute to you?
I think it is fab. It was really lovely. किसी ने अभी once more बोला.
हाँ, काफी लोगों ने once more बोला.
Once more actually देखना है.
We will
truly
surely
touched.
play it. We'll surely play it.
all liked
alright,
it?
towards the end.
आप लोगों को अच्छा लगा पूछ रहे.
You
Once
must
more.
thank Ankita. Where's Ankita? It was her idea, my Singapore tourism
It's a
board
super
star,
idea,
Ankita.
Ankita, thank
Beautiful
you.
idea. Big round of applause for Ankita.
Fantastic. Okay, so now I'm going to go on mute for the next few minutes because it's time for our media members to ask their questions. Please keep it short and brief. We have time for approximately 3 to 4 questions. So, here we go.
हाय हाय
हेलो सर.
हाय आलिया. सिंगापुर के बारे में तो कई सवाल मोहतरमा ने पूछ डाला है आई थिंक, लेकिन आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि ये जो वीडियो आपने अभी देखा इसके विषय में क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप दोनों?
जस्ट इट्स बहुत स्पेशल है, बहुत अच्छा लगता है ये देख के कि जब एक हिंदी गाना किसी दूसरे देश में बजता है तो लोग कैसे रिएक्ट करते हैं, कैसे आप प्यार देते हैं. और दिस ट्रूली शोज दैट एशिया जो है वो एक है. वी आर ऑल टुगेदर इन दिस. एंड सिंगापुर ऑनेस्टली हैज़ बीन अ होम. हम लोग का जो रिश्ता है, इसके पहले आई डिडंट थिंक ऑफ सिंगापुर सो क्लोजली लाइक आई डिड. जब मैं वहाँ पे गया, टाइम स्पेंड किया, तो यू शुड नो कि हमारे हिंदी फिल्मों का कितना बड़ा इन्फ्लुएंस है वहाँ पे. और सिर्फ इंडियंस ही नहीं या एशियंस ही नहीं, बट इनफैक्ट पीपल ऑफ डिफरेंट कल्चर्स वो भी हिंदी म्यूज़िक इन्जॉय करते, हिंदी फिल्में इन्जॉय करते. उनके थिएटर में हमारे फिल्म लगते हैं, काफ़ी स्क्रीन्स मिलते हैं हमको. एंड ट्रूली बहुत ही हॉस्पिटेबल जगह है. और one thing which I feel very proud of, that there are so many Indians over there, people of Indian origin who are doing so well in Singapore, and Singapore treats them so well. और वो बाकी देशों में नहीं होता है, but Singapore does that, so that says a lot about them.
आलिया?
No, I think I'm very touched. I think Varun ने सब कुछ कह दिया है. बहुत ही sweet है. Also कुछ हमें पता नहीं था. But when you see them actually lip singing और हमारे जो फिल्म के steps कर रहे थे और डांस कर रहे थे, it's so cute. You just feel like you feel very special और अपना सा लगता है. So that's lovely.
आज ऑस्कर अवार्ड्स भी थे और सुबह सुबह एक goof up भी हुआ बहुत बड़ा कि लाला लैंड को बोला गया, देन मूनलाइट.
आई थिंक कि मैं और आलिया गलत लोग हैं goof ups के बारे में बात करने के लिए.
हाँ.
तो क्योंकि कार्ड किसी और के पास होता है, आप जाते हैं और अवार्ड लेकर के चले जाते हैं, तो क्या आने ये कोई अलार्मिंग है आप मतलब किसी भी इंडस्ट्री के लिए?
आई फील इट्स ह्यूमन ऑनेस्टली. इफ़ यू मेक अ मिस्टेक, अगर कोई गलती करता है तो ये यही दिखाता है कि वो एक इंसान है, रोबोट नहीं है. क्योंकि खाली मशीन डजंट मेक मिस्टेक्स, या कभी कभी मशीन्स भी मेक मिस्टेक्स. सो इट्स टोटली ओके. इट्स ह्यूमन, बट it's totally okay. Yeah.
As far as the mistake was rectified and the deserving person got the award, that's more important.
आलिया, आप भी कुछ कहना चाहेंगी?
Alia?
Mr. Sridhar. Yeah. I have a question for you, Mr. Sridhar. It's on. Yeah. From 1.1 million visitors to so many Bollywood movies, what is actually the USP for Singapore that is attracting so many visitors?
I think Shashank should answer this why did we go to Singapore as a place?
As I've already mentioned that the Singapore was a very important character in the film. I wanted, when I'm from Nasik, a small town. When you talk about Singapore, it immediately, when we used to mention it, it was a city where you could go and fulfill your dreams. It had an aspirational value to it. So that's something which I've kind of retained from there and said that even today when you mention Singapore, कि मैं Singapore जा रहा हूँ, you kind of have an aspirational quality to it in terms of that someone's going there to make a future, someone's going there to kind of go and learn something and maybe, you know, have a better life. So that's the thought I kind of took into my script, and that's the reason I chose Singapore.
And Mr. Sridhar, your take on that?
My take. I think I'll offer two reasons. One, Singapore offers a concentration of experiences. Within Singapore, you can do your beach shots, you have got beautiful infrastructure, dining, gardens. I mean, we are a city in a garden. So the concentration of locations, concentration of experiences that you can put on film. And Singapore looks good on camera. I mean, one of the things that Shashank was talking to us about when we were ideating about the movie, he said Singapore's cityscape will look very good in the movie. And when I saw the movie's shots, it does look very good. So number one, concentration of experiences. I think number two is the ease, convenience, and warmth of the place. I think when Alia, Varun all did the shoot, they could feel the warmth of the people, right? There were a lot of people involved in the shoot. It was a 20-odd day of shoot. So Singaporeans make the filmmakers feel very comfortable, although there are processes and all, but the processes are for a purpose, but the warmth of the people. So the second thing is about the ease, convenience, and the warmth of the people that makes shoot very good in Singapore.
You know, even the local crew over there was of so many mixed ethnicities over there, and all of them really went out there and gave it their best. So I think that was really important.
Hi, Alia Varun, over here.
Hello.
Singapore has been always a dream destination for we Indians, actually, you know. When was the very first time you all visited? Any memories you would like to share?
The first time you visited Singapore?
Yeah.
For me, it has to be Universal Studios, but I went there when I was 16 or 17, so obviously I was very excited to go to Universal Studios, sit on all the rides, buy all the merchandise. So हम लोग 3 दिन के trip के लिए गए थे, and I was just like, I want to go to Universal Studios, I want to go to Universal Studios, and out of 3 days, 2 days I spent in Universal Studios. Actually, I have a very interesting question for Apurva. Apurva, is this the second Dharma movie shot? Which was the first Dharma movie that we shot in Singapore?
Singapore,
Dear Zindagi. Not before that, anyone?
No, not before that.
Okay. So y'all are, as a company, even y'all are repeating
Yes.
Singapore
Yes,
again
absolutely.
and again.
No, it's been a great experience with Singapore, and we really look forward to going back there again.
Alia, what did you take back from the trip in Singapore? Like the
When was
key
the first
thing.
time you visited, actually?
The first time I went as for a very short while. But I remember going to this Marina Bay Sands hotel, and that is supposed to be known very famously for its infinity pool, if I'm not mistaken, on top. तो वो मैंने बहुत सुना था कि वहाँ जाना चाहिए. मैं गई, and it was lovely.
वैसे basically पहली बार इतना मजा नहीं आया. Second time जब हम लोग साथ में थे तो बहुत मजा आया उसको ये crew में.
Correct.
बोल सकते हो कि हमारा crew और cool था. बोल दो.
मैं ये नहीं कह सकती.
क्यों? goof up हो जाएगा?
हाँ. और already एक goof up हो चुका है आज.
Yeah, Varun and Alia, we've been always seeing like आप लोग जब भी साथ में होते बहुत नोक-झोंक होती है, आप उनकी काफी खिंचाई करते हो, तो are you really like that on the set?
मेरी टांग खिंचाई करती है.
Are you really? Are you really like that? Yeah.
नहीं, ये हम लोग बाहर रिहर्स करते हैं.
हाँ.
ये
आज अंदर जाके नोक-झोंक करेंगे. No. We are.
They have
really
been like that since the
But
first day
we are
I met
enjoying
them.
a lot. We are enjoying a lot.
That's very sweet. Thank you. नहीं we are like that only. हम बहुत नोक-झोंक करते हैं, and we are very always fighting. और मतलब वो होता है. नहीं मतलब वो fighting, but वो तो हमेशा चालू है ना. Not the angry fighting.
goof up हो जाएगा.
Now this is the new thing for today. कुछ मत करो, goof up हो जाएगा.
Hello. Hi, Varun.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm good. I wanted to ask you that you're teaming up with Shujit Sarkar soon, and you know he also spoke about the project. So, what are your thoughts on that? How excited are you to be working with him?
Honestly, this is something we're doing for Badri and Singapore, so I don't think it's the right place. But I'll just confirm the news if that I am
He's
teaming
going
up
to
with
request him
Sujit
to shoot
Sarkar.
the film in Singapore.
Okay, I think we have time for 1 or 2 more questions, max. All right, can we have a mic reach this person, please?
या हेलो वरुण जी.
हाँ जी सर, कैसे हो पाजी?
बस मजे में. पिछली बार हमने ट्रेलर लॉन्च में आप दोनों का डांस देखा. आज स्क्रीन पे और स्टेज पे दोनों जगह मिस किया. सेकेंडली ये जो गाना है बहुत अच्छा गाना है, इसके पीछे क्या वजह है जो ऑलरेडी गाना आ चुका है, हिट हो चुका है, उसको फिल्म में लिया गया है? आपका रिएक्शन?
एक्चुअली इसका ये बहुत सही जवाब आपने पूछा है। हम लोग ने गाना सिर्फ इफेक्ट के लिए नहीं डाला है, क्योंकि अगर आप कोई भी क्लब में जाओ तो आप देखेंगे जब नौजवान लोगों के लिए कोई पुराना हिंदी गीत बजता है कोई भी क्लब में तो बहुत खुश हो जाते हैं, बहुत नाचते हैं, एंड एनी येस्टरयर हिट प्लेस। सो हम लोग ने वी क्रिएटेड द इन्वायरमेंट की जब हम लोग सिंगापुर में एक बॉलीवुड नाइट के लिए पार्टी करने जाते हैं कहीं ना कहीं, तो ये जब हमारा गाना बजता है, इंडिया का गाना, और तमा तमा एक बहुत ही पॉपुलर गाना है हमारे देश में ही नहीं बट मतलब एवरीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड, इट प्लेज ऑल ओवर, एंड इनफैक्ट सिंगापुर में भी काफ़ी फेमस है, आप मानोगे नहीं बट वहाँ के क्लब्स में भी तमा तमा काफ़ी बजता है। सो व्हेन दिस प्लेज, हाउ वुड कैरेक्टर्स लाइक बद्री एंड वैदेही रिएक्ट टू इट व्हेन दे आर अवे फ्रॉम देयर होम?
हेलो।
और अब जब तमा तमा की बात हो ही रही है, so I think we should do something more interesting than just talk about it. What do you think? Yeah, we have Shashank with us, we have Varun or Alia. So what is the most normal thing to happen next on stage? Of course, we have to dance to it. Come on. And Shashank, you're going to direct us, all of us. Yeah.
I'm going to direct
to the
from
hook
there
steps.
and you all can dance here.
You are a very nice dancer. Just stay here.
मैं जानता हूँ पर मैं
No, we all stay on stage.
You know, हम लोग हमेशा अकेले डांस करते हैं, आज कुछ लोगों को साथ में लेके डांस करते हैं। आलोक जी आ जाइए।
Great idea.
चलो 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 आलोक जी।
आपको भी आना है सर?
हाँ, और कौन?
सर आप भी आ जाइए, आओ।
ओके, एक सेकंड।
ठाकुर,
3-4 लोग हम लोग चाहते हैं।
यहाँ पे लाइन लगी हुई है।
You come. एक और लोग, 3 जन हो गए हैं।
एक और चाहिए, 1-2 और भी चाहिए।
अरे ठाकुर मतलब ठाकुर जी आप कहीं और ही देख रहे हो?
ठाकुर
ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है?
ठाकुर
आपको साथ में डांस करना पड़ेगा। आइए चलो।
सर आप अपना कैमरा वहाँ छोड़ दीजिए, उसके साथ तो नहीं होगा।
नहीं, जब हम डांस करते हैं ना तो आप लोगों को एंटरटेन करने के लिए डांस करते हैं, तो साथ में डांस करना ही पड़ेगा।
Shashank and sir, you have to join us back on stage.
We are going to. I'm directing from here.
मनोज आजा।
Okay, let's go.
मनोज,
Roll sound.
नेपाल में भी गाना बहुत चलता है, आजा।
Shashank, not
ओके
fair.
ओके, बजाओ गाना बजाओ।
Roll sound.
All right, can we have the song please? Wasn't this exactly what we wanted?
Fantastic.
Okay. We are almost done, not quite yet. I'm going to request Shashank, Mr. Sridhar, Mr. Jagdish, and Mr. Mehta, please join us back on stage. Yeah, winner. Okay, now this is the photo op. Yes. This is the photo op you've been waiting for. Varun and Alia, if you can probably pose in that one classic step out of maybe Tama Tama or any other song. हाँ जी, ये बाद में करते हैं. Yeah, let's take the group once. Can you just hold this please? And Shashank, we want to do this picture even with one of the classic poses. I don't know, maybe like a mannequin pose or something. Yeah, Nagin pose. Woohoo, fantastic! And Okay, okay, time's up. Okay, I think that's all the time we have. You've got your perfect shots. Alia and Varun, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. One more? Okay. Woo! Oh. Okay, there he goes, Badrinath, without his Dulhania.